I'm doing pretty well. It's pretty tedious day. Thank you so much for asking. What about you?
All's well. Thank you so much. So I think this is the first time we are meeting on this platform. I think we have not had a session with each other before.
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. So before we jump in, I would like to know something about you so that, we can keep the flow of the session accordingly, uh, basically customize it to the needs that you're looking for.
I am a travel enthusiast. During my spare time, I work on my communication skill. And these days, I am brushing up phrasal verb because I have realized I don't use them often. So that's
All
pretty much about me.
all right. So are you trying to, kind of improve your phrasal verbs in your spoken English for a particular purpose, or is it completely self-motivated
I'm improving my English just for my personal growth.
for your personal growth? All
Yeah.
right. So, do you do something else as well for improving English on a personal level, except for just phrasal verbs and other things?
I have realized when I speak quite simple English. So I
Mm-hmm.
am working on enhancing my vocabularies, phrasal verb, and somewhere idioms. Sometimes I feel I know idioms and phrasal verb, but I'm not able to use in my context. So that is my biggest problem.
All right, all right. I'll give you a very simple solution for this, and I'll tell you why this happens. See, we know a
Mhm.
lot of things when we learn at whatever level
Mhm.
we might have studied, whether it be school, whether it be college, whether it be reading books or whatever. The
Mhm.
point is, on a daily life, in our daily life, on a daily basis, we might not use that particular language. Even if we are using those phrasal verbs, that is definitely not in English. That is
Mhm.
most likely in our local language, in whatever manner we are. Right, but to speak a language when you don't have the kind of surrounding, see, we don't live in a country where the primary language is English. So we are technically not surrounded by English speaking people all the time. So we have to create the environment. But with that, the only effort where you can create the environment outside platforms like Clapingo and other platforms can be that whenever you're going to a mall, whenever you're taking a cab, you're driving, you're talking to anybody, try to start off in English. What this
Mhm.
does is this gives you the kind of confidence, plus this gives you the outwardly platform where you can use all these words and languages and phrases. Then obviously platforms like this will help you, have conversations and these words, and you'll suddenly remember what you can use. So this gives you a natural flow in the conversation like that. But you want to work on kind of inculcating these words in your spoken language on a, I won't say a daily basis, but a frequent basis, right? So, are you learning these phrasal verbs or are you studying them through videos or other sources?
No, I'm not able to understand English movies. So I realized native speakers use lot of phrasal verbs.
Yes.
So that is my problem. So that's why I thought let's work on it.
All right. Okay. I'll just ask you some basic questions to get a little more background about this so that I'm able to customize some exercises for you. All right. So, when you said you can't understand English movies, do you understand basics of English? Are you clear with that part? All right.
Basic English I understand easily. I can speak.
So, one of the best activities to
Hmm.
enhance your accent, your fluency, and your clarity in English is to read something out aloud. So,
Hmm.
whenever you get the time, if you're into reading books or whatever recreational activity that you feel like you want to do to work on your language, is to get some sort of content in your hand. Could be anything, could be a small article, could be a novel, could be anything that you feel this suffices my need for this particular language, and is to read it. When I say read it, don't read it quietly in your mind, read it out aloud,
Then
speak.
out.
Yes, because what this does is it will give you the clarity of the language. It will give you
Yeah.
clarity of grammar. It will help you enhance your natural accent. And when you start hearing yourself, your mind starts understanding the language. And after some time, once you start shifting back to English movies again, you will start gradually understanding exactly what they're saying without subtitles. This will help
Mhm.
you in that regard. So you can do this activity number one. Number two, there's a mirror exercise. Uh, Let me just get to know you a little more so that I'm able to see whether that fits better or not. But please do this exercise. This reading out loud exercise has helped a lot of people. And this thing can, help you out on a longer stance in this journey of learning English. It's not just for this particular purpose, but even for future, for vocabulary, for other purposes, this will help you out really well. Right? With this, okay, so you said you are clear with basics of English, and it's just that the spoken part is what we are focusing on. Okay, and you don't do any other exercises like reading the newspaper, reading books, or listening to podcasts by any chance, or any other platforms?
I'm not into reading and writing. I absolutely detest it. But I'm cultivating this habit to reading books. So I purchased a book of Sudha's Murthy's ma'am,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I am reading that book, but not consistent with it. Writing, I uh, don't like writing.
I
But
understand.
when I have to comment on someone's videos, at that time I write.
All right, but that is only for
But
recreational purposes. It's
yeah,
not
so
like
my
you're writing a whole paragraph.
yes, so my practices revolves around listening and speaking.
All right.
Hmm.
See, if your entire practice revolves around that, that is very good because that will help you enhance whatever you're looking for. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're doing is absolutely correct. But the only addition to this exercise would be that whenever you're listening to a podcast, a movie, or anything in the language that you're trying to learn, if imagine that you're watching a movie, you found this word and you think this is a new word, you pause the video, you Google the word, you try to repeat the word or the sentence. You will understand in what sense is the character using that word. What
Hmm.
does that word mean basically? So
Hmm.
your pronunciation also gets checked there. So the chance of making an error in pronunciation, understanding the meaning, or trying to draft a sentence, they are very low. Trying to draft the sentence incorrectly is what I mean. So all of
Hmm.
these are very low. So your learning scale goes up really high. So this is
Hmm.
something that you can definitely do. All
Yes,
right.
I do the same. Yeah, whenever I come across any new word, then I look up on Google or ChatGPT and put that word in my context. So this practice I'm doing. Yeah.
All right. With this, I'll also suggest the mirror activity. Now I'll tell you what the mirror activity is. So basically, any mirror that you have in the house could be a shoulder length mirror, could be a full length mirror, whatever you're comfortable with. Just stand in front of it without
Hmm.
any phone, without any pen and paper, without any distractions, basically, is what I'm saying. With that, I want you to make eye contact with yourself in your reflection. And then I want you to start speaking in English. You can just imagine yourself giving a speech. You can imagine yourself being the CEO, anything wherever you get a chance to talk about anything. But the only clause here is that your eye contact with your reflection should not break. Initially, you might not even last for more than 2 minutes in this exercise because it gets very awkward because you're constantly thinking and staring in your own eyes, which is very distracting. You have thousands of thoughts trying to, trouble you as to, oh, what am I thinking? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? So this is very natural. The reason we do this exercise is it helps in confidence building. Whenever
Hmm.
you go out and talk to people, whether you have to give your opinion about something or for a formal meeting or could be anything, people have a tendency to make an eye contact. This will make you look more confident, will give you a more solid stance in the given situation, and will not create a situation of any sort which makes you look like you don't have enough confidence or you are trying to learn this particular language. This will not give that hint. Number one. Number two, by multitasking like this, you will also be able to multitask and speak the language without trying to put in too much effort into speaking the language. Initially, you might think you have to think about before you speak. If I ask about you, you might be able to tell me about yourself. But if I ask about something else related to you, or some topic that you might not be interested in, like if I said, okay, let's talk about pollution. I mean, that
Hmm.
is not a topic that we pick up every day, or we are not talking about it frequently. Right. So I say this, or I say, let's talk about textiles across India. So there
Hmm.
might be topics you are interested in, then there might be topics you are not as interested, or you don't have a lot of content to talk about, or you don't have a solid ground to comment on. So in this particular regard, what will happen is you will start realizing that I can talk about these things also, and you have more content on these things, but you can keep on maintaining that confidence level and talk about it also. So all of this in a whole will help you out in the longer run. So it will not just be this level. If you keep on doing this exercise, it is not a time bound exercise, first of all. It is absolutely up to you for how long do you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. And it is absolutely accessible. If you are traveling, if you don't have a mirror, you can always keep on recording your own videos of you speaking and keep on recording the progress that you're making on a daily. And like this will help you out. So this is something that you can kind of keep on doing, right? Okay. And you said phrasal verbs. See, when you're at the stage of learning the language, my only suggestion would be just don't be completely focused on phrasal verbs.
Mhm.
The reason I tell you this is, see, phrasal verbs are just a portion of English. That is not complete spoken language. If you're looking to learn a spoken language, a version of English completely, the areas that you need to focus on would be parts of speech, figures of speech, tongue twisters to some extent. It helps in better pronunciation and warming up the palate, articles, right? So these are a few areas where you need to pay attention to. Now, parts of speech, when I say parts of speech are of 8 types, 8. So
Mhm.
all of the basics of grammar and spoken English kind of get covered. So sentence structuring, whatever is the basic structure of the sentence, all of this together makes the spoken English that we talk on a daily basis with tenses. Once we understand the basic structure, we understand, okay, what fits where. Then we understand, okay, what timeline are we giving the sentence? Is it in the past? It has happening, it is a regular event which has been happening from the past, or is it something that is about to happen? Is it something that will happen, or is it happening? So all of this gets answered through the kind of timeline that we are creating for an incident. So tenses, articles, uh, subject verbs, structuring of the sentences, parts of speech and figures of speech are extremely necessary for us when we are talking about English as a whole. So please do pay
Okay.
attention to this as well.
Okay, as you mentioned, part of speech and figure of speech, what is the difference in between both?
All right. Parts of speech is your basic grammar, like verbs, adverbs, nouns, pronouns,
Mhm.
adjectives, conjunctions, interjections. That is what basic words together fit in, grammatical words, and make a sentence and the basic structure of grammar. Figures of speech
Mhm.
are your idioms, phrases, all of these things, which enhance certain sentences and paragraphs and have implied meanings. So that is the basic difference between the two. One makes up that language, one gives the hidden meaning or implies the language. So there are two basic versions of this, which is important because here the phrasal verbs that you said, you will jump onto phrasal verbs once you're clear with the figures of speech. So just hopping onto one portion of it will not help you learn the language completely, which is something important that you need to keep in mind while learning a language. So you have to make sure that you're also covering your basics.
Mhm. Okay, so do we have time? So we can work on part of speech, right? You can
Sure.
ask something. Yeah. So I will check whether my grammar is strong or not.
All right. Can I type in the chat box so that you can also see and kind of go through the sentence before you have to pick
No,
it up?
sometimes I don't get chat. So you can
All right.
just speak. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'll
So
give
we can
you.
start with the nouns, right? Noun, pronouns, verb.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
This way.
Uh, all right. Let me just give you a sentence and let me see how much you are able to identify from the sentence as well. I'll give you something basic. Okay. So no, let's not start with my, it gets a little confusing. Okay, the phone is lying on the table.
Okay.
So what part of speech are applicable here?
Okay. The phone is subject. Is helping verb. Lying on the table is agreement.
L-
Right?
You said what is what?
My phone is the subject. Is helping verb. And lying on
Hmm.
the table, agreement. Object.
Okay. See, what you've just told me is the subject and the object. You've just told me the structuring of the sentence. What
Okay.
we are not able to narrow down is the part of speech. You said
Okay.
is a helping verb.
Mm-hmm.
See, verbs are helping words. I'll tell you the difference in verbs. Now, what happens is a verb, there are two categories of verbs.
Yes,
Number,
helping verb, main verb. Main verb is action verb. Right. So I
yes.
don't need to mention helping verb, right? It's verb.
No. I'll tell you. Yeah. You don't need to mention exactly. See,
Okay.
is, am, are, was, were, will, shall, these are all grammatical verbs. So
Mm-hmm.
they will not be helping verbs, helping because they're helping the sentence. We are
Mm-hmm.
telling exactly, okay, this action is happening here. So this is exactly like that. So you don't have to specify, like you said, you don't need to specify. This
Okay.
is grammatical verb. Then action words are also verbs.
Hmm.
If we say the phone is lying on the table. So
Hmm.
lying, Lying, that is
Hmm.
also an action. That is
The
a verb.
main verb. Yeah.
Yes. So is
Action.
lying. And when we say on is a preposition.
Preposition.
Part of
Yes.
speech. Yes. On the is an article.
Hmm.
Table is a common noun.
Hmm.
So that is how you will bifurcate a sentence. So let me just reiterate all these things to you. So where there are 8 parts of speech.
Hmm.
Noun,
Hmm.
pronoun,
Means
adjective.
adjective, verb, adverb, conjunctions, articles.
No, articles are not a part of speech.
Okay.
Interjections and prepositions.
Okay.
Right?
So
Articles are
article.
an independent topic.
Okay. Independent topic.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have
Conjunction and interjunctions.
conjunction, interjection, and preposition because there are 8 parts of speech.
Okay.
All right. What
Yes.
articles are? Articles are is, oh sorry, a, and the. There are
The.
3 articles.
Hmm.
A is for a singular thing. An is always used before A, E, I, O, U. Any
Before
verb,
vowel sound.
yes.
Hmm.
Any word which starts with that, an is used.
Hmm.
And the has its own exceptions that it is not used in front of words which start with a name. So we don't say the Ananya. We will
Hmm.
not say the Kusum. We will not say the India.
Hmm.
Unless it is a part of the name, like the United States of America, it's the name. We are not
Hmm.
adding the as a grammatical part. Then it is acceptable. But if we add the, we cannot add the in front of the name of a city, district, country, place. But
Hmm.
geographical locations like the Mount Everest, the
Hmm.
Himalayas, that is
Hmm.
acceptable. Locations otherwise, not acceptable. So
Okay.
this,
Geographical location. We can mention the in the.
yes, like the lake, like whatever lake we say, the
Yes.
Ganges River. So we talk about things like this, then we can use the. But if we say the India, the Delhi, the Karnataka, we don't say that. We just use names directly, right? And then we have parts of speech. So noun, pronoun, verb, noun, pronoun, adjective, preposition, verb, adverb, conjunction, and interjection. So we have 8 of them. Interjection is the exclamation mark. Noun is the name, place, animal, thing.
Hmm.
Pronoun is whenever we are repeating the name and again, we replace it with his, her, them, they, it,
Hmm.
or whatever the animate object that is. Then we have adjective, which describes the noun, right?
Noun. Few of noun.
Preposition, yes, preposition tells us the location of the noun.
Hmm.
Verb is an action word, which is grammatical and helping in nature, and the main verb. Then we have adverb, which is the describing word for verb, right?
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
we have
Quality
conjunction.
of verb.
Yes, absolutely. Then we have conjunctions. Conjunctions are the sentence joiners.
Hmm.
Interjection is the exclamation mark. And preposition tells us about the location of the word. Yeah. So what
Uh,
else? Verb, adverb, yes.
and can you teach me types of pronouns? Like
There are
reflex
4 types
pronoun.
of pronouns.
How
Yeah,
many?
4 types of
Four
pronouns.
types. Yes.
So what do you remember about this, first of all? Because we are
I
already,
don't remember types of pronouns because it's been a long time when I was in school. At that time, I used to read types of pronouns. That's why when you talk about part of speech, I am quite perplexed. Yeah, what are the types
already
of
this grammar
reflexive?
module.
I remember. Reflexive, I remember, like myself, himself, right?
Yeah,
Themselves, yeah.
yeah. Actually, the only problem is that I have a session at 5:40 and it's
Okay,
already.
no problem. Yeah, so we can continue in the next class, right?
Yes, we will, because then we have to continue this topic and we will brush up this topic again as well, because
Yes.
this is important. Once you're clear with this, your
Mhm.
sentence structuring will improve a lot.
Yes, yes. And you can prepare some worksheet for that, like so
See,
I
I'll
will
bring you
try
some
to
activities
identify.
also. Absolutely, we'll work on this. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. It's really fruitful session.
Likewise. Take care. Bye bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye bye, ma'am.